Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man, Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera, and we are on air. We've got Doug in the house, down sanding garnish moldings. You watched yesterday, Nathan throw them together just as quick as he could, and he did a fantastic job. Basically just had to sand them down, sand the welds down, and start filling them out, and that's what Doug is doing. Yesterday also, I was putting mud on. Now today, you're going to watch me sand it off. This is not textbook. What I'm going to do to sand the body fill off is not textbook, I don't care. I'm going to do it my way. I like using the 8-inch orbital. It's a 40 grit sandpaper. I like using that on the door and the quarter panel. I will do that all the way back. I will not block the body fill whatsoever. If I have to, it'll be like in a small area maybe, but something flat and smooth that distance, I will use that. Most people are taught to use the block. Yeah, you're more than welcome to, but to use the block, you're just as able to use that right there and learn how to use that as you are a block when you get to doing the big stuff. It takes a little bit of practice, but what I'm going to tell you is hold it flat and you'll have something flat in the end. That's what you'll have. So we got one coat of fiberglass on this, and we got one sling of fill. And the reason I'm saying one sling of fill, because I have not sanded it yet. I have not sanded the fill on this side yet. You can see that I've got a wide swath going on here. What has happened is there was a trim on this car, and there was all them holes. He had welded the trim up and then fiberglassed them. When Doug blocked the car off, just seeing what it is, you could tell that it had a whole bunch of spots on the side of the door where ups and downs and lows and highs. So what happens is when you weld them little holes shut, your metal sucks in, you grind it off, and you put a little glass in it and try to buff it off. What happens is you have a high spot all the way around your hole, generally. Never how many holes you have, that's how many spots you have to fix. When you rubbed your hands over it, it was a wobbly, and it was a traditional thing where there was not enough product on the places that needed it. There was not enough product to make it look right. And I always refer to the drywallers. If they do not coat that seam and spread that filler out, generally you can see where your drip rock goes together and where it does not go together, basically because they did not put enough on it. I have holes on the door that I'm fixing, holes on the quarter panels I'm fixing. I have weld marks all the way along the wheel well. You watch me do that. Also, there was a piece right here. Someone had spot welded and let it in. I left it alone because it was good, but I did run a bead of fiberglass over top of it. A bead of fiberglass all the way around the wheel well like that. Also, where I put the fill on like this, I want to sand it all as one. I do not want to put fill here and fill there, or fill just around here, a little bit of fill like that. I do not want to do that. I want to make it all one. That's what I want to do. So right this present moment, I will start wherever. Let's do it. Let's do the door. I'm going to throw some tape on that because I do not want to hit the fender. And the reason I don't want to hit the fender is because it has filler in the fender and I do not want to disturb it because it looks pretty good. Let's leave that on there. Now we're going to sand this all off. What I'm hoping for that I see nothing but body fill. But probably no doubt I will not. There's fiberglass. I run a bead of fiberglass underneath that. When I hit fiberglass, I'm getting close to the ocean floor. What I mean by the ocean floor is the metal. I'm getting close. So there's body fill, fiberglass, and then ocean floor. So I got to pay attention when I'm doing this, and I'll talk to you as I'm doing it so you can see how I do it, and then maybe you can do it. I know you can. Let's go over here for a second before I start, because I'm going to make some noise. I hope you stay with us. Thanks for coming back. We really appreciate it. So Doug's just got some body fill run on the garnish moldings, and he's going to sand them out so to make them look good. Basically, that's what has to be done, front and back. 40 grit, 80 grit in primer. I'm going to get a pair of glasses on. Let's see how fast I can run this off. You have to ask yourself, if I laid that mud on for you, how fast could you block that off and make it into a priming material? Ask yourself, and then watch, and then you can ante up. You can say, well, I'm that fast, or I'm faster than that, or wow, or whatever. Let's do it. Now, you can see I'm just staying right on the side of the store. I'm staying right there more or less, rubbing it down, forth, back and forth, because I want to get a place to start with, and then I can start running it back, if you know what I'm trying to say. Also, holding it flat, I'm doing whatever I can to make it sand quicker than normal, like running it back and forth, crisscrossing it, whatever you got to do. Now look, got to go easy, because that there is getting pretty darn close to what's going on right there. So I really want to take it easy on that. You can see how it's smooth here. Now I have to make all this stuff, where it's this stuff here, look like that. Now I got that like that, where I'm just starting to hit black paint there, just starting to hit black paint there. Now I'm going to start working my way back and making it look like this. When I come down here and I'm holding it flat, the sandpaper is not going to hit that because I'm holding it flat up here. The door tucks down. Up here, it's a little different story. I'm here just for a second. You can see how we're nice and flat there. We're going nice and flat. We're going nice and flat. You can see that little spot right there? That would be a low spot in the flood. Low spot in the flood, low spot in the flood. I'm not sanded it yet. It's probably a bit high there yet. You can see black paint there, and it's getting very thin right there. So you got to be careful as I'm working it back. I have a 40 grit on the sandpaper. I do not really want to dig into the paint that's above that, because then, and once I dig into that paint, then I have to start feathering that paint, and that's a hard job to feather paint. You see paint all the way along there, so I'm getting really close. Just trying to make this go nice. This is feeling nice. All right, you can see that I'm not scratching the black paint, but you can still see little marks here where the black paint is showing through. I always say 40, 80, prime. Where I'm like this, I don't want to dig no further. It's really close there. I don't want to dig there no further. I don't want to dig there no further. And the reason being is I do not want to get into that paint and the material that's underneath that. If you start getting into material that you don't want to get into, then it starts getting, you're into different materials and different things going on, and then it's really hard to get straightened out. So basically, I want the filler, and that's it. I don't really want to get into what's underneath of it. As you can see, I'm looking good up there. Everything's nice and flat. There's no places that look like this. Everything is sanded. Now I'm from here, looking good all the way up to here. Now I'm just working my way back, holding this flat. Take a minute, feel it. Feels good, but it don't feel as good as Jolene. Going good, just holding it flat. You have to ask yourself, how would I get it crooked holding this flat? Or how would I get it like, you got it. I only got paint showing up to here on the front of the door and right there. So I'm still running back and gathering that up, trying to get this down so I can feather that off. Basically, I'm just trying to take more off of this so I can feather that off. I'm down there, I'm down to about here, so that's what I'm doing. You can start seeing, I can see a little bit of color coming on there, so we're getting pretty good there. You can see different colors of body fill here. Color here, color there, color there. There might even be another color. But what happens is when I'm mixing the filler up, as I'm putting it on, if I feel anything that doesn't feel right on the fiberglass or the body fill that I put on before, I make sure that I use a little bit of fill and put it on the place that I need it without sanding it. And the reason being is I've only put fill in this door once. And if I get it all in one sand, that says it all. If you're running back to the can, then it calls time. Trying not to scratch that door, but I'm going to the black, and you see it going to the black paint right there. I do not want to scratch the product underneath. Do this, just open the door up so we don't hit the paint, don't hit the body fill in the back. When I'm going across that, I don't want to hit that. Stick my foot in there so I can't hit it. My bunts. Just need a little bit more up here. It's not feathered off. I can see it right there. Got a little low spot going on the edge of the door. We'll keep going on it. Now, what I have, I've got a little bit of black showing there. Didn't want to go through any further. Got black of the door showing there. If Doug will come over and feel this, Doug.
Ooh, I get to feel her up.
Yeah, you get to feel her out. Tell me if it's straight.
Man, that's exactly how I want to do it.
Well, as far as my opinion,
Wow.
there's nobody with a board file is going to get it any straighter or any faster because I've got a machine, I'm working it. There's nobody that would, with a board file, that would catch me on that and would have it no straighter than that. I guarantee it.
I'd still be sitting there going.
Still be sitting, yeah, exactly. But we got the door done like that. Do how much time?
Yeah,
I'll do the quarter panel.
You might find that thing gone someday. If you do, don't worry. I just borrowed it for a weekend or a week or.
Let's do this. I'm going to open the door up and leave it like that.
My hand.
We'll get the quarter panel rocking and rolling and see what we get done here. I will take, so that's a 40 grit on that. So that's a 40 grit on that. I'm gonna finish it with an 80 grit, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do a little bit more on the quarter panel. See if I can't get the quarter panel done within the time. 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. Fiberglass in there. I wadded the hole up in there. Yeah. Sometimes it wants to jump on you. I'm just going to run ahead here a little bit, knock off some of the heads of the fill, and then I'll change the sandpaper. Anything that is white is the highest part of the flood. Anything that is light green, not sanded, is the low part of the flood. So all the stuff that is white, I'm trying to sand that down to get to the light green without hitting metal. And if I do that, that means I have the right amount of filler or product on the car to get where I'm going. If you want to get your pads off a little easier without sticking, and you want to use it for hand paper and stuff like that, grab yourself a heat gun, and then you can get them off with ease, and then you do not rip the paper, and then you have it for hand sanding, basically. So if you have a DA that's all filled up with glue from the thing, get your heat gun, tear it off. Also, with this thing here, we want to try to keep that door as thin as possible. As we're going up there, as we've chopped that, we still want to make that edge look the best we can. And the reason being is, that's the way it's supposed to be. Thanks for coming back, everybody. I appreciate it. Jolene appreciates it. Doug appreciates it. We all appreciate it. Now, after I'm done this quarter panel, I'm going to dance for you. That's a lie. What do you think, baby? You want me to dance for you? Yeah, she wants me to dance for her. Will I do the moonwalk? Maybe. Maybe. I got my brunts on. They won't flip so good. I can get on that stuff and do it. Got a new pad. Going to use that for hand sand it. Don't throw it away. Do not throw it away. Let's do it. You can see it swiping the black there. Don't want to get up in there. Not too much. See it right along there? And the reason I don't want to get in there too much, like I said, I'll cut it, but I'm going with the 80 grit after this. If I leave it like that, then it gives me a little bit of material for my 80 grit to sand and feather off and make it feel good. Having too much product is okay. Not having enough is not okay. And when I say product, that means the stuff I'm working with. See how I've started here? Started here, hitting metal there, hitting black there, hitting black there. Now I just keep going that way until I hit all them keys, I guess. The key is the black, the metal. I just keep moving along until I get out all the places that look like this. Lowest part of the flood. I've worked places where they wouldn't let me use this, and I feel like they were losing out. And the reason being is I could have done it twice as fast. Trying to hold it flat at all times. Dig it in. I got a spot right here that's hitting paint. Down over here it's not looking so good because it's not feathering off. We're gonna play with it a little bit more, but not sure. All right, what's going to happen is I'm close there. I do not want to dig the paint. I think I'm basically metal or paint there, not feathered off so good. So we'll wait for that, and we'll go to the 80 grit for that. And that way there, I'm not tearing all the paint up and disturbing everything and making a mess. This down here, so I'm getting close there. Dark paint right there, got to get away from it. Oh, digging that up. Yep, okay. Black paint, metal. Beautiful. Fiberglass. Don't want to go much further with that. Don't want to go much further than that. Looking good. Actually, it's looking fantastic. Fantastic. Very happy. Staying down here because I can see there's a low spot going on here, and I'm just going to keep buffing this off so I can get down and get that. Hold on to her, Hiltz. Hold flat. Try to hold it flat. Got a low spot going in there, a little low spot going in there. I'm going to run down, get that after down here, but we just keep taking that off until we get all the low spots of the flood out. We get it flat and smooth. Crisscross it. can see that low spot is gone. Just got to keep working it back and get it out of there. You can see it's gone. Keep sanding it off. Take me a couple more minutes, whatever. I'll show you what I'm going to do with the 80 grit. Hold it flat. Got to keep holding it flat, or if I don't hold it flat, I won't have it. Something that's nice. It looks right. Hitting metal, or whatever, I'm hitting something there. Right there, I'm getting close to. Starting to feather off. Let's get out of there. Right there, love. Yeah, let's get down and get this. Holding it flat. Awesome. I'm gonna go the other way and see. I can see here, see through there, I can see through there, I can see through there, see through there, see through there. Metal. We are done. All right. So that's a 40 grit on the filler. I'm very happy with that. Paint, 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 paint. I can see all the way through. Paint, 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 paint. I can see all the way through. We're down to paint there. Paint. I'm not sure if metal, paint, whatever it is. So you can tell how thin it is. Also, you can see how much I've sanded off on the floor. Let's do this. Now, that's a 40 grit on an 8-inch DA. There's nobody's getting that quarter panel any straighter with the board file. No, I'm gonna straighten that a little bit. Nobody's getting that any straighter with the board file and a 40 grit. I don't care. I don't care.
Should start caring.
I should start caring, Doug said. Too much right there, I guess. That's what I felt. No, that's absolutely awesome. It's gonna look awesome. Or it feels awesome. How's that? Now, I got a DA. Where to put that bad boy? Twirling around the circles, have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm gonna put a 80 grit on the DA, and I'm gonna go over top of the filler that I put on there. Now is the time that I'm going to feather the filler out to the paint. Feathering it out to the paint is what I'm going to do with the 80 grit, and I'm going to take scratches out of the body fill. This is the exact same. This is the exact same tool that that me and Jolene give Jim for Christmas or whatever, and that's what I use to do all my body work, or most of my body work is the DA. I'll stick that Ray 10, I want to unfold it. Let's do this. So now that that's done, let's do it with the DA in the 80 grit. I want to do down here first. What's that? Thanks, baby. Jolene's got me working out now. Man, am I getting up and down any faster? Let's do this. Let's get up. Same process. Same process, just going a little faster and feathering that off to the paint now. And that paint was dug off before, obviously. You should start it on the car and stop it on the car. I'm just being a little bit getting going. The 80 grit I want to keep sharp, and the reason I want to keep it sharp because I do not want it to disturb what I got going on, and what I got going on is something that's straight. I find that the duller the paper, it will mess with your bodywork and make it crooked. Now, take a look at the door with your camera. There's no scratches in that 80 grit. Would want me to go to a 120 or a 100 or a 220 or a 3. There's no piece of sandpaper needed on filler after 40/80 unless you have an issue. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no issue there whatsoever. That is sanded really nice. That will take primer very nice. It's straight. It's feathered. It looks good. Got more time? I'm also finish the quarter panel. See if I can get her done.
Get her done.
Get her done. And you can see how I made sure that when this was getting close to the black paint, I could see through. I was paying attention. I stopped. That way there, I didn't dig through the paint. You notice I had a 40 grit that would dig it all to pieces. Did not.
Hey, don't come on.
can see that I have a scratch here and a scratch there, show me black paint going in there. I got filler up there, so I'm more or less just trying to take the filler up here and leave this up. We'll feather this off, but I'm taking that filler there off. See it coming off? And the scratch is still there. I will not throw that paper away. It can be hand paper for Jolene's fingernails. And this had to be done. I mean, let's face it, if I didn't do it, somebody else would have to do it because the trim holes are welded up, you know. There's nothing much more you're going to do that. Once they're welded up, it's over. They're going to fill them out, try to make them look the best you can. You're done. Look, you can see scratches here. Did not sand up there because that there is not needed. That's where it's going to get feathered off. We'll end up sanding that filler off just like that. Holding this flat all the time. Gotta get down. I gotta get down. Nice. Fiberglass there. We're really close there, but that feels good now. That feels really good. All right. Maybe another piece of paper. Can get expensive, but I can't see myself working with a dull piece of paper and getting something crooked. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Keep the cameras moving. I'm kind of fast. That's the quarter panel in the door, front to back. And I want a piece of sandpaper. I'm going to try to put finish grid on. Piece of paper right over here. Did not throw anything away. I'm using what I have full time. Full time. Go. You didn't want an air shot? I got a piece of something in there. I've got a few places I got to do in there. Quarter panel feels awesome. It's good. Haven't put these on since I did any filling or anything. No, gotta put it up top first. Oh, which one is the other one? The other side much easier to put on than this one, isn't it? Alrighty. I gotta bring this out of here a little bit. That's fine. That's the quarter panel sand at 40/80. So the door, basically I think the quarter panel in the door where I filled out is ready to prime. If we come on the other side, did this one this morning. This side here, I was hitting fiberglass everywhere. Didn't need the filler that I thought I needed. And there she be. This side's buffed off and smoothed up just to straighten it out a little bit. We did not fix no rust, no nothing like that. All we were doing is skimming it and trying to straighten it out. Let's go take a look at Doug. How you making out, Doug?
Great, man.
Awesome. Looks good.
Grand old time.
Grand old time. So there's the garnish moldings. There's what it would have looked like. These are the back ones. I might even wait till Nathan gets back. He can do the back ones too. There's what you're looking at, the back one, the original one. And this is the one that Doug has filled out and starting to make look real good. All right, everybody, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it. There is always body work involved in building a car. There's always that body work involved. Nobody wants to really, what can I say? There's a few people that enjoy the sanding process, but I would rather do the 8-inch DA with 40 grit, 80 grit, prime it. That's where I'm going with it. But anyways, with collision work, it's totally different. What's that?
Everybody does it different.
That's for sure.
I like your method the best.
Well, thanks, Doug.
Yeah.
The only reason he's saying that is because he's here.
No, I'm saying that because it takes, I don't have to use all kinds of different sandpaper and go down and spray and primer and, you know, this, that, and everything,
right.
Man. It just takes a lot of steps out of it. You get done much quicker.
Awesome. All right, everybody.
That's what I said.
Appreciate that, Doug. Thanks for coming back, everybody. We really appreciate it. Back tomorrow, and no doubt we will be here.